what's up everyone? Claudia here. Welcome back to another video where we always strive to be our best version. Today we're going to talk about your goals and how you actually reach your goals and what you can actually potentially do to not get to your goals. Some issues that I have seen in my life. You guys know that goals are a huge part of this journey, a huge part of this channel. After all, the way that you become your best version is by constantly growing and constantly reaching milestones every single day, every single year, in every single stage of your life that are going to make you and transform you into the person that you dream of becoming, and perhaps even more, which is absolutely amazing. My first video was one of my favorite topics, and that was writing your 101 goals. I will leave a link for you guys right here. It was my first video. Please cut me some slack, all right? And I think it's so important because I still go with everything that I said. I still stand by everything. And I think it's so important that you actually jot these things down. At the end of the day, if you don't write down your goals, it's like grocery shopping. Whenever you go grocery shopping and you forget to jot things down and you're like, oh, I'll remember, and you come back without it, that's because you didn't write it down and you forgot. More often than not, you forget. And whenever you write down your goals, it becomes so powerful and it's easier for you to reach them. Now, here's the thing though, disclaimer. Two things can go wrong after you write down your goals. And I did both of those things. And then I, of course, overcame them. And that is why I am sitting here and I'm about to share this with you. The first thing that can possibly happen is that you write down your goals. And you guys know that we talk about wanting and having to have goals that are so huge, so out of reach, so unlike who you are and what you are today and what you have today. You want things that are just like, how am I going to get there? Where am I going to start? I don't even know why I want this, but I want it. And that's the kind of goal that you want. We write them down. It's 101 goals. And then you sit down and you're like, that's a lot. Where do I even start? And you kind of come back and you retract and you say, okay, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start Monday. Whenever I'm in college, after college, you know what? I really feel like I need a partner in this. So whenever I get married, have a boyfriend, after my kids grow up, I just need to get them through elementary. Or whenever my kids leave college. And before you know it, your entire life has passed and you've been stagnant your entire life. You decided to watch everybody else accomplish their goals and you didn't go for yours. Why? The reason why is because it is so much easier to put the blame on the fact that you never started and use that as an excuse than to admit that you went for it and it took you longer than expected or you never ever got there and you feel like a failure in your mind. It's like whenever you take a test in school, you cannot fail a test that you never started. But if you start the test, you submit it and you fail it, then that is whenever you are a failure in your mind. Right? Otherwise, you're not a failure in your mind. And by the way, you're not a failure. You just learned. It's part of the learning process. But that's exactly what happens in your mind. It's like, wait a second, I'll just start later. I'll start later. And you kind of put this in the back burner and that later turns into a never or just delaying the process completely. And your life turns out being completely opposite of what it was supposed to be. Now, another thing, you do the work so well. My second video was about visualization and I'll leave a link for you guys right here. Again, cut me some slack because those were my first videos. But whenever you do the visualization process and you do it so well, you actually start believing this. And I'm guilty of this. I believed it so much that for a year I remained stagnant. And when I say stagnant, I mean I was so busy perfecting the idea of what this was going to be like in my mind and having Pinterest boards and saving things on Instagram and following influential people and living this reality that was really not my reality, having my feet off the ground, feeling like I made it when I haven't even started, and it ruined me for a whole year. Why? Because I felt like, oh, well, because I dream and because I have goals, I've already made it. I'm already ahead of the game. But in reality, your game is barely starting. You're barely warming up and you have to take action. If you do not take action, visualizing isn't going to do anything. You have to take action. It is part of the process. Dreams, goals, visualization, take action, and then that becomes your reality. That is exactly the way that it works. Otherwise, something is missing. And whenever something is missing, it does not work. It's like whenever you're baking. If you miss an ingredient, which I do all the time, things don't taste the way that they're supposed to taste. It happens to me all the time. I can tell you, I can testify, I'm a witness. The only way that you can bridge the gap between your current reality and your goals and everything that you aspire to be, the person who you're meant to become in your life, the only way that you're going to get there is by laying down the bricks. I understand that one brick is just one brick, but at the end of the day, that one brick, whenever you lay that one brick down, you can't lay other bricks down right there. You are forced to move left, right, up, down, inward, outward, because that is the way that construction works. And so even if you go meditate one day, that's one brick, and the next day you do yoga, and then you meditate again, so you go to the other side, and so eventually all these little actions that you take every single day are going to create this wall, this structure, this monument that you are building. And that is whenever you get to step back and you say, oh, so I understand now that my taking action, my learning, my reading, my studying, my connections, my relationship seeking, actions have gotten me to where I am right now. But it really was one brick at a time. You cannot build on something that is not there. You have got to put something down first and start really building a foundation. Otherwise, it's never going to happen and you're never going to get there. But you just have to get started. That is exactly the way that it works. I want to give you this example. If you want to run a 5K in, let's say, 18 minutes, I know this was one of my goals whenever I was back in college, and I had the goal that I wanted to break a certain time. But I'm going to tell you something. At the end of the day, whenever I did it, I look at the big picture and I know that some of my bricks were yoga, relaxing, ice baths, stretching, easy runs. It wasn't all go, 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 go every single workout. Sometimes it was days off. Sometimes it was going to the pool or being on the bike because I was injured. Sometimes it was taking a whole week off or 2 months off or being in a boot or reading a book that was going to help me about the mind or law of attraction. Doing well in my classes because that kept me at a peace of mind whenever I ran. It literally is all connected. And that is the exact reason why we have this channel, Being Your Best Version, because you want to really become your best in every single area so that you can maximize everything that you're meant to become. So trust me, if you have this huge goal to earn $1 million, it's okay to start with picking up a book about the law of attraction or learning about finances or something that has nothing to do perhaps with earning $1 million. Why? Because eventually you're going to get there and they're little stepping stones, and life is going to take you this direction and that direction as you continue learning and as you continue seeking the answers and the possibilities to reach this goal. Stop being stagnant and waiting for things to come to you. You have to be active. Okay, you have to be active. You have to move around. That is the way that you're going to attract things. That is the way that you're going to move up in the world. You're going to move up in the vibration chart, and everything that you want is going to come your way. But you have to put in the work. Like I said earlier, looking cute, being smart, looking handsome, being all the potential that you have within you. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, life is going to really compensate those who move and those who do something. You have to take action. You have to take responsibility for your goals. You have to take responsibility for your success and not live as if life owes you anything. On the contrary, you owe life everything, because life is a gift and you owe it to yourself and you owe it to give it everything you've got every single day. But I want to hear from you. What is something that scares you and you're going to jump for right now? Comment down below. Don't forget to be your best version. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Here we go. Bring in the energy. Energy.